It is pretty empty in here, and I am very cold. Probably can't even. I don't know if you can even hear me so good, but I got my vest on. I figure I should wear a vest more just to try it out, but yeah, it's cold. Welcome back. I don't even know if the audio is gonna work for this. It seemed like it would. I say that every day now. I'm just so nervous all the time. But yep, so that's a good Midwestern little transition there. Tuesday, my second to last, second back workout of the week. That's confusing. But anyway, yeah, a lot has happened since my last workout, which was about 24 hours ago. I've just been so much in my head thinking about so many things. I'm so exhausted. Yeah, a couple of things that are worth mentioning. One is there's a competitor list that was sent out. I don't know why. I don't know if this is standard or not for the bodybuilding show in Boise, Idaho, about 1.5 weeks away. And so I looked at that competitor list. I looked up every single person, and now I got photos of, like photos from either Instagram or like previous bodybuilding shows that have photos online of my competition. So yeah, so now I'm not sure, so now I got a good kind of idea of who I'm going to go up against on stage. There's always the late joiners, but I'm not really worried about anyone joining late because I know that, if they're going to take it as seriously as I am, they're not signing up last minute. So the last minute people are less of a worry. I'm not really worried too much. I'm not going to ease up. I want everyone to feel bad being next to me on stage, you know what I mean? I want them to feel like it's unfair that they have to go against me. That's what I'm going for, you know what I mean? Like this, like what the heck? You know what I mean? Like we got to go against this guy? Like put him in another division. Like that's what I want. So that's what we're going for. And well, yeah. That's it really. Just really pushing hard. I ate a little bit of breakfast before this because I was so hungry. I was like, I need to eat a little bit. So I ate half of my yogurt breakfast that I make. Yeah, I'm cold. I'm very, very cold. This weather here in Colorado is just annoying. I don't know. Like, it's sunny. It's beautiful. And then it's 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Now that's 12 or 14 Celsius. That's not really enjoyable. I can't enjoy that weather, especially not in the morning. And I can't tan. I need to tan. I canceled my membership for the tanning salon because I thought I'd be able to go outside and tan. So that's not good, but whatever. We'll make it. We'll be fine. But it's like, come on. I thought it was summertime. This is my goal in life is to live somewhere like Singapore. I really want to live in Singapore. My goal in life is to live somewhere where it's warm pretty much all the time and I don't even have to own any sweatpants or hoodies. That's part of my goal in life. I want one season wardrobe. And I want it to be warm season wardrobe. If I got to go somewhere cold, I'm going to go to the thrift store and buy some sweatpants because I don't own any. That's my dream. And you know what? It's going to happen too. It's going to happen. I want to live in Singapore and I'm going to live in Singapore someday. I'll make it happen. Okay. We're doing pull-ups. Let's do these. Let's make sure we're recording. We got a slightly different angle here. I'm not zoomed out as much as I would be. I just don't want to. Yeah. Whew. Man. so cold, but that's okay. That's okay. I got this sweater on. Get my music going. Oh, I'll have to go a little bit slow. I don't want to pull a muscle being so cold. Oh. Okay, 23. That was pretty good. And you know what? One of the things I did, I don't know if this is right to do or not, but I posted recently on YouTube, and it's a private video now, of me doing the posing routine. When I look through these photos of these other guys from the previous competition, because they take stage photos when they're in the competition of their posing, and I'll be honest, some of it's not the best. I don't want my competition to look at me and look at my photos and my posing, which is not free. My coach, I pay him, and Saturday mornings we go through this. That's part of what I'm paying him for. So, you know, I want my posing to be private. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want people looking at me, looking at my posing videos and getting better. Is that selfish? Is that wrong? I'm very competitive, to be honest. I'm a little bit, like, nasty in a way I can be. I don't know. But alright. I was, 23 or something? Good reps there. Really good reps there. I'm gonna continue this and I'll see you at the next workout. Alright. Back at cable pull downs, something. I'm pretty tired. Yesterday, not even last night, yesterday, I took a nap at from 5 p.m. until about 7:30. It was very weird. It gave me one of those weird feelings you get. I don't know how to explain it. It's surreal. Because I kept kind of waking up to noises and stuff. Yeah, but I got so much on my list of things to do, but I just keep, it takes me 3 days to do my laundry. One day I put it in and then switch it. The other day I take it out of the dryer, and then the third day I put it away. Everything's just taking me so long. Such low energy, and there's so many other things that I try to do within my day, and I feel like part of it I'm just not good at time management. Again, because I'm moving a little bit slower. And yeah, I'll be honest, this is very rough. But 2.5 weeks until Toronto. Okay, so if I get my pro card, which I'm pretty confident about, in Boise, Idaho, there's no pumping the brakes or nothing. There's no celebrating. You see, I don't even think going to Boise, Idaho is that big of a deal. It's my first bodybuilding show, so my dad and mom are going to be there. But I don't care if anyone's there to support me or not. That's just the first step. It is, like Churchill has said, it's not the end. It's not even the beginning of the end. It is only the end of the beginning. Nothing to celebrate. I'm not a big celebrator. I'm more of okay, I did it, let's move on to the next big thing. Hopefully the next big thing. So, to me, this is just the first step. This is not really significant in any means. Of course, I need to win. And of course, I'm taking it very seriously. However, I'm talking too long. But, yeah. So, I'm just trying to get in, win, get out, and then get on to the next thing. which is Toronto. And Toronto is going to be the little bit more significant one because I need to win. I really need to win that IFBB show, and I'm going to be up against other IFBB pros. However, I will say, when you look at the past year's photos on the NPC website, sometimes it can be the case that someone becomes a wheelchair IFBB pro bodybuilder without, in my opinion, truly deserving it, because there's very little serious competition. I looked at the past years for like 2023 and 2024 for this wheelchair nationals, and you know, of course, good on everyone for getting up there on stage, but at the same time, you know, it's a lot of people came in and it looks like they did zero conditioning. You know, I don't think a lot of people take it very seriously, which is upsetting a little bit because I take it very seriously. Maybe even more serious than normal bodybuilders, right? Like I've seen some pictures of people competing NPC or, you know, stuff like that in like normal bodybuilding. And I look at them and I'm like, did you even really try? Or did you just think that you could show up in your normal condition? You know what I mean? This is hard stuff to do. You have to train. You have to starve yourself. You have to have discipline, consistency. You weigh yourself. You tan. You have to do all of this feeling like you have 10 times gravity. It's, you know, and then someone else just shows up and they did no conditioning at all. You know, this for me is 25 weeks in the making. And it's showing though, so that's good. Let's do this. 72.5 pounds. One arm rows. Alright, 15. Pretty solid. I could have zoomed in a little bit. That's alright. I'll see you at the next one. My hair looks so thin with this lighting. I promise you, I have a thick and full head of hair. Kind of. I'm trying to awaken the beast. I'm trying to really get motivated here. I gotta listen to some CT Fletcher. Some old school, some sidewalk cracking. You know, the rest of it, I hope. Yeah, I need a trap slap. I really wish I had some friends here. Like, I have friends here in the gym, but like, my old school friends, we had some good times, and that was fun, motivating. It's always fun to work out with your friends. I cried. My morning gym crew, the last day that we had before half of them graduated, we had our last kind of workout get together. You know, we just kind of hung out and chat, you know, work out, have fun. After that, I went back to my apartment and I cried a little bit. I miss those guys. They're all married except for one who's engaged. 2 of them got kids. And then I'm over here just still doing all these side quests and stuff. I love it. It's fun. So, yeah, we're doing rows here. Yep. Whew, just trying to get myself in the like, I don't know. I need to get a little bit stronger mentally, like in control, more in control of my body, my emotions. And I am actually fairly good, but I mean, like, I want to just energy on command. Like, when I say go, my body goes hard. And when I say, you know, push harder, my body pushes harder. And when I say adrenaline up, the adrenaline goes more than up. And when I say, you know, let's push this weight, let's get motivated, I want to envision myself on stage, Mr. Olympia, winning. All natural, Mr. Olympia, 26 years old. I'm 25 now. I turned 26 in July. And the Olympia's in October. But yeah, that's what I'm after. I need this type of 3, 2, 1, go, and I go. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I got this gum in my mouth. I want to spit it out. I keep forgetting. I don't like chewing gum for more than like 5 minutes. But let's do it. Let me get that good song too. Start lefty. I was 13. I'm gonna cut it here and I'll see you at the next workout. So, double lateral raise. Again, I'm not even gonna record it, but I will talk about it. And I will just talk in general. So, there's so many things I wanna do in life. I have so many ideas. And obviously, like, ideas don't really get you very far, but, sorry, I'm trying to center myself here. Growing wheelchair DNA, there's so many opportunities, there's so many things I can do. It's just planning and time management that's really killing me right now. And I go really hard on myself. I need to. Too many people go easy on each other. I don't like that. You know, I need my bro to tell me to push harder, not tell me, dude, you're too hard on yourself, go easy on yourself. The thing is, I know what I need to do, it's just setting time aside to really do it. And I'll tell you what it is. Planning. You know, you go on calendar, go on in your journal, something. Make it a routine, you know. I want to do more videos. I want to do more shorts, more reels, more TikToks. All I do these days is these gym videos. Now, you know, there's also this concept I learned from Creativity Inc., which is a book that I read a long time ago, which is the popsicle stick. You know, when you're doing a project, when you're planning for something, and this includes life, you have to break down the time available, and you have these popsicle sticks that represent what you can do. And it's a trade-off. I can do this, I can't do that if I do these two things. I can, you know, get rid of this thing, but that's gonna affect me over here. So it's integrating it in a sustainable way and really just planning for it. So one example is on Instagram, I got all this food that I wanna eat, like all these cool recipes that seem good and all that. Now, in reality, of course, I'm training for my bodybuilding show, but day-to-day normal life, when I'm not rigorously training to become the best wheelchair bodybuilder of the year, 2025, winning Mr. Olympia, that's my goal, or at least to get on stage. Well, you know, the thing is, it's like, okay, well, I can't do all of these recipes every day. I can do one recipe once a month, right? I was talking to one of my friends here in the gym. She has kids and stuff, and she's like, yeah, you know, there's also these recipes I want to try, but you know, it's tough to try to cook a fun new recipe every single day or something like that. And I'm like, you know, I was thinking the same thing with my brother and I. We want to do all these cool recipes, improve my cooking, become a better chef, become a better baker, right? I like to acquire all these skills. When I do that exercise, the I am exercise, I am a brother, I am a son, I am a pursuer of knowledge, I am a bodybuilder, I am an engineer, I am a software engineer, I am a problem solver. All of these kind of I am things, like how do I identify myself? I am a chef, I am a baker, I am a person that has a private pilot's license, I'm a person who is dedicated, is disciplined. All these achievements, right? Well, I have to build it, and so when it comes to wanting to be a chef or a baker, one of the things is like, just one day per month. Say, hey, this is the time for me and my brother to spend the whole day, it's a Saturday, we spend the whole day making 2 recipes that we already pre-planned, right? So you're only going to do 24 recipes per year. So you can be really picky about which recipes you do. Make sure they're really good and learn from them and put some time and effort into planning for them. But it's low commitment, that's the thing. So yeah, I need to integrate this stuff into my life where it's like every Sunday record a little philosophy video. Just like a Cosmo conversation. Every Saturday record a video of a how-to, like classic wheelchair DNA. I'm already every day, 5 days a week doing a gym video, but maybe I want to do more, but I have to have a low commitment so that way it's not like every day I think, I have all these 20 things to do. It's like, no, I have a month to do these 20 things, and it, makes it much easier to do. Anyway, holy crap. I'll see you at the next workout is going to be curls. Just trust me, I'm doing this and I'm pushing myself real hard. Okay, my watch is frozen, so it shows me an empty bench. But I know I'm here unless I'm a vampire. Whoa. That music just got intense. I had to pause it real quick. I'm listening to the soundtrack for The Dark Knight Rises. Oh yeah. So, my wheelchair. I've made, 0 modifications in a while. But one of the things I want to do is, you probably can't see it, whatever, but the spokes on the wheels are blue. They're kind of like this bright blue. I need to get rid of that. I need to paint them somehow. And I'm going to go to Lowe's someday soon and see if I can get, I don't know if spray paint would work best, or if I can just get like a Sharpie paint marker, or just a tiny little bucket of paint. I'll take a paintbrush and I'll brush it. I don't know what would work best. Maybe some spray paint, to be honest. Probably some spray paint. I need to do that. I really want to, because I've grown out of the blue. And again, I'm thinking for this bodybuilding show, I'm taking this very, very, very seriously. Every little small detail, right? It's the presentation of the wheelchair, kind of clean it up. I don't want it to be too shiny because of the stage lights. I want the backrest to be even lower, which I can do. I can lower it about that much. And then even angle it a little bit to adjust my posture. All black wheelchair. No colors, no accents. Yeah. It's going to be good. This is going to be really good. This year, every year, yeah. I'm doing big things. It's hard to balance it all, but I am, Live life to the fullest. I try to plan on dying at 40, 45. I'm 25 right now. Not that it's going to happen. I'll probably live until 80 or 90, some miserably old age. But my grandfather is, he's alive. He's 90 something, and he's very, very healthy. He walks around. He does a lot. So he's kind of like a good model for aging in a way for me. But yeah, I try not to give myself time, right? I'm trying to do as much as possible, especially in my 20s, and especially while I'm single, where I don't have anybody else to consider, not to. I want to, if I want to go live somewhere, if I want to move somewhere, I don't have to coordinate with somebody. If I want to go move somewhere else, if I want to do something, if I want to take a nap, if I want to spend my time the way I want to spend my time, I do it. Okay, and that's really important to me right now in my life, because there's so many things I want to do that I can't give a woman emotional energy, physical energy. I find that, of course, I would be also taking away from someone else's life, someone else's emotional energy. I have my own needs in a relationship, but I also don't need a relationship. And the thing is, I've had plenty of girlfriends, and I know a lot of women tend to need substantial attention. right? It's not like I can have the good parts of the relationship without the bad parts, or what I consider the bad parts, right? People have bad days, upset stomachs, issues, right? Seems like everyone these days has some type of medical issue, including me. Without the wheelchair, I would be a kind of perfect specimen, right? I'm short. Don't talk about that. But what I'm talking about is like health-wise, right? It seems like everyone has some stomach issues, some migraine issues, some weird medical issue, right? Like I think every girlfriend I've ever had, every girl I've been with, not even dating, they always have some issue. And am I one to talk? Absolutely not, because I'm not one who can walk. However, you know what I mean. And I mean, a lot of guys probably have issues too. But I will say, like, I'm not picky anymore. I used to be very picky with my food. Now, I don't like corn or peas. So for those vegetables, I'm still on the edge, but I'd still eat them. Like, I don't know what changed. Something snapped in my brain where I was like, you know what? I'm not going to be a picky eater anymore. And then I wasn't. So I'm no longer a picky eater. I will eat almost what I eat today is about 50 to 70% different than what I would have been eating 3 years ago or 2 years ago. Even 1 year ago, shoot. Even 1 year ago I was pretty picky, and now I'm not at all. There's still foods that I don't actually like the taste of, but I'll still eat them, So now that I'm not a picky eater anymore, the only thing I have against me is the wheelchair. And to be fair, that is extremely significant. I mean, this is a huge impediment to my life, and I feel bad kind of dragging anyone else down into it. So that's another consideration, right? Because vacations, lifestyle, something just as simple as going on a hike, going to the beach, a lot of things become very hard to do, or not feasible, or just not possible without extreme modifications or effort on the other person's part, right? So whatever, let's do this curl thing. I've been talking so much today. I have so much on my mind. And I have so many friends that I want to call, catch up with, and this is again the scheduling thing, the maintenance stuff. Maintaining a good balance within life is very difficult, especially when my friends are all over the country and the world. That's tough. It'd be really awesome if I lived in a smaller community, like in Europe, more dense. After work, all you and your friends go out, social life, much easier to balance that way. Okay. I don't really have many friends around here. I do, but I don't. And that's the other thing is, we live all kind of in the same city, but I'm 45 minutes away from my friends. And that's the thing is, when you live in a social community, in a social culture where the food is more affordable and it's more walkable and everything's a little bit closer together, there's trade-offs for sure, but I can't go hang out with my buddy after work. It's like, where do we go? Starbucks, some bar, very expensive. Plus, we both live, we don't live close together, stuff like it's just, it's very difficult, unless you really, really live in Denver and then have friends in Denver. But even then, I feel like it's not that easy. Not many people live really in Denver, which is expensive, by the way. The cost of living in Denver is not worth it. Also, the state tax, not worth it. If I didn't have a house here, because I recently bought it, so I need to kind of keep it, get some equity built up, and then I can sell it. But I'm paying $9,000 in state taxes. Not worth it. I don't like Colorado. I don't want to give them $9,000. And imagine I moved to Tennessee, same difference for me. I don't go hiking in the mountains. The mountains mean nothing to me here. So it's like, if I do the math, before I leave America, if I'm here for 3 more years, that's like $30,000 I could save if most of the cost of living is the same, except I just don't have to pay state income tax in Tennessee. And sure, you might say, oh, the sales tax is higher. Not $9,000. That's the thing. It's not, I'm not going to pay an extra $9,000 in sales tax by moving to Tennessee. I highly doubt that. So I think about that a lot. I think about leaving Colorado every single day. I honestly don't enjoy it here. I don't enjoy Denver, specifically Denver. Don't move to Colorado if you're thinking about it. Don't do it. It's sunny. Most of the days are sunny, but it's not worth it. Alright, yeah, that's the end of today's video. Sorry I got some negative there. But, honestly, I just have so much on my mind about my future, my life, my career, artificial intelligence, as a broad industry term, friends, family, goals, day-to-day life. I'm reading I have 7 books that I've started. I keep starting new books. I'm trying to read and learn faster than I can actually consume the information. But I'm learning a lot about economics, science. Economics is a huge thing. I've become a bit of an economics buff, armchair economics expert. I think it could be valuable if I do my master's degree in computer science with a focus in artificial intelligence, and then maybe a minor or another master's degree or something in economics. Because it's going to be really important. Policies, politics, governance, economics. It's, we are very, very antiquated with all of those things because AI is developing way faster than all these old people in office can learn what it implies and how to really use it and what to do about it and what we should do about it. And what are the goals here? That's what I always think about. Like one of my buddies and I, we were having a good hot tub conversation about this one kind of extremist view from a podcast. Some woman was talking with Jordan Peterson about how, it's a kid's right to be raised by their biological parents or to be with their biological mother instead of being adopted or anything and so on. Like, with the viewpoint of no one is advocating for the rights of kids who can't speak up for themselves. And, I don't know how to explain it. Maybe you could find the podcast. I don't remember what the name was or anything. However, what I was thinking about is yeah, you can say a lot of stuff about that, and maybe you can even point to some legitimate random controlled trial studies, like good, credible trials and studies about how it's better for a child to be raised with their biological mother by certain measures. However, what's the goal? If the goal is to create a good functioning member of society, then that's my buddy. Then, is there a difference? Do we notice a difference in how a child is raised with 2 moms or 2 dads or anything like that? And do they become a good contributing member of society? And what does that mean? Does it mean that they just make enough money to contribute to Social Security? Because Social Security is a huge issue too, by the way. I wish I didn't have to pay for that. I'm highly against it, to be honest. Highly, highly against it. And it only works if it keeps working, but people say with populations going down, but then AI comes up, and then you think about, well, how is money even generated? How is wealth created? What are we doing? What are we after here? There's so many questions, there's so many things that are probably hard to agree upon. And I don't even understand it all. I don't know. There's so much I need to learn still. I've been talking for way, way, way too long. I'll see you tomorrow. I love you. Have a good day.